Dinka obviously is one of the most well-known players in Europe right now, and I think he has made quite a name having it is 2 or 3 YCS wins.
I think he's a national for sure.
Yeah, he has a national.
Two YCSs, I think.
Two
YCSs and a national.
One national.
And German nationals, yeah.
Nestoras, on the other side, is one of the Greek prodigies right now in the Greek scene, and he's a very young player that right now he's trying to find his first top, and he's quite of those players that I think that will be discussed in the years to come in Europe, because I think it has so much potential.
And what a better way than to test that against Dinka here on stream. I mean, the Dracotail against arguably one of the worst matchups in that Vanquish Show K9. A lot of players picking it up because they expected Dracotails. So let's see whether that will be true.
As we experienced, I think that Fugalos was changing the draw phase, which is quite an odd, because as we can see, it was not in the main phase in order to play around Fimena potentially. And I think it is one of those scenarios that you can take the bet to activate it in the draw phase instead of waiting, for example, for an activation of an effect to special summon in order for your opponent to not have 5 mana to chain.
I feel like in other decks you might take the risk and wait, but with the Vanquish Show K9 every single card matters because you need those different attributes, and so it's absolutely important. Even that one additional draw can completely change the game. But here we set up pretty well. I guess 3 face downs, and now do we have Olli Su? It's the big question, always, or even Izuna. We have Lupis, fair enough. I mean, that's also extremely good, because it can get us into the famous, I'd say at this point, Typhon Zeus play, protected. And yeah, that's exactly what Dinka is gonna go for. So this is the one matchup where you don't mind drawing Lupis.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about a lot how Vanquish Soul K9 plays it very well against Dracotail. I think he has a very good matchup, especially because of all the resources and answers that he has. And yeah, I think those 2 decks may be the contenders to win the event. So we will also see throughout the day the percentages of those decks being at the top tables and day 2. But
Nestoras here forgets that the Lupis protects from that horn. And I think it's still worth using, no? Because you need to use it alongside the pop. But you cannot, so this maybe it's not something that Nestoras has seen already against him, but it's quite a famous way to play the game, I'd say, no? I'm surprised he has not faced off against this Lupis. And yeah, that's huge. And
also we need to take into consideration that nervous and anxiety really hit you when we're in a feature match, especially against Dinka Boy, right?
And look at this, absolutely brutal. Thankfully, he at least put Artalion in attack so he can get a draw, but yeah, this just clears the whole field. Wow. I mean, this is a nice inclusion. How many copies is he running? Just the one for the branded fusion?
Two copies,
okay,
yes.
2 copies is nice because one can get the second.
I mean, right now it is a big debate in the Dracotail community whether you play 0 copies, 1 copy, 2 copies, or even 3 copies.
That's huge.
Yes, it is one of those cards that you really want to see.
Oh, and there is a Fuvalos now, which of course just wants to make sure that the 5 mana gives a draw to Dinka. And now we have Jokul and Noroi. Okay. And of course this is just asking Nestoras for a response.
We are searching through our extra deck, so I believe that FI mana maybe potentially be activated. We know that he had,
if you don't, Reaper just completely shuts you down. Yeah, you're kind of forced to do it. Unfortunately, not good targets at all.
I mean,
Is
right
it
now,
Arthalion though?
maybe Arthalion to Noroi and Nibiru?
And Joggle, you mean?
No, Nibiru. To have a second plan, otherwise he just summon back
Right now we have
Noroi and
1, 2, 3, no?
yeah.
Eh,
Fourth
doesn't do
Noroi,
much, no?
fifth, for example, Izuna. You can nip there. Otherwise,
I think it makes sense. Yes. Yeah.
maybe.
otherwise he just summons back Noroi.
Yeah.
And no, instead he bounced both.
Oh. Okay.
This is gonna be really, really close. If Dinka has other ways to play, he cannot normal because there is only one card in the end from Nestoras. Got it. And you can see Dinka really debating the best way to play, around this deck is really to try and go down to one card, but sometimes it's not so easy. But Nestoras now has, so those. But the one of Razen, that's so brutal.
I mean, we have give to our opponent 2 draws, so it is quite okay. I am guessing to think that he has access to his Vanquish so engine since he has drawn 2 cards from Fugalos and 1 card from his draw phase. So I believe it will.
No, 1 from Fuga.
Okay, no, 2.
No, because that came back from grave. It was only a stallion, no?
Not right now. In the previous turn.
Ah, okay. I thought in this turn.
I mean, still, no, I think that. I mean, you also saw it yesterday with Joshua. Like Raisin, I think he hard drew Raisin a couple of times, and I think it's the
Stake
card
Your
of
Soul.
yeah, Stake Your Soul. I think it's one of those cards that. Really maybe enjoys being on stream,
No, I mean, it's
He wants some spot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those instances where the deck has been hit in the consistency, aspects. But in terms of power, when everything is drawn, it's still as good as it was before, and it's arguably one of the best decks, if not the best deck, when it sees everything. So.
We experienced someone's Genesis before that was quite skeptical about Link Summon.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at this. This is gonna be a walk in the park for Dinka now that he knows every card of his opponent. You can do so much. Of course, no battle phase because we have already gone for Zeus, but I mean, that's not that big of a deal.
Yes, I think right now, generally speaking, Vanquish K9 is a very, very difficult matchup against Dracotail, and right now, Dinka just shows why this deck is very, very good against Dracotail, meaning that the engine of Vanquish is not the one that you want to face with Arthalion, since Arthalion providing back all the attributes, providing back all the resources to the hand, it is not quite the option to deal with this deck. And obviously K9 is very, very strong against Dracotails.
Yeah, I mean, here comes the Nibiru, but the thing is that it doesn't really do much. That's the point. Like with, I think Vinkabu is more than happy, honestly, with what he has achieved. I think his hand is full of Vanquish Soul. He has the Oldest Soul, which is alive. I mean, I think it's going to be very difficult for Nestoras because especially in this turn, his entire field was cleared by Zeus. And yeah, I mean, of course, the Nibiru shuts down a little bit, Dinka's strategy, but his hands is full. Like,
did he draw 3 Nibirus?
Oh, maybe right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 3 Nibirus.
You're right.
And the token has been summoned in attack since Dinka Boy has already gone through his battle phase, so we potentially place it on attack position in order for Nestoras to find a way to Dracotail Horn in order to bounce back the token. But he will not draw, which is very important.
Dinka still with 6+ cards in hand, so just slightly phased by this. And wow, reveals that he is also playing Bestials. Interesting.
So we're
That's
not even
big.
going to have the ad from
Yeah. Branded Fusion.
Albion, yeah.
That's massive, actually.
Mm.
Because, I mean, Branded Fusion alone could help a bit. I think the Frixel has been used, though, so that makes it slightly more awkward. But
It
I mean,
is
still.
on the graveyard.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still send Mululu and not activate Lubel, for example.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. So it's gonna be a pass back to Nestoras. Can he find something good off the top? Still phasing off so much recursion from Dinka.
I mean, the ad from Albion was very important because Brand Fusion is the only card in a Dracotail deck right now that can establish a field and find engine without having to discard any card. And right now we have Mululu, but we don't have any cards in hand. So we will need to activate Ketu. That will be probably being dealt with an infinite permanence that it is potentially in the back row.
Yeah, that's huge. Second Olisu comes down, making quick work of this Mululu, essentially.
I mean, as mentioned, of course, the Nibiru being activated from Nestoras in the turn before is not really doing much because Dinka already had a second Olisu and...
yeah, now we can go grab the Caesar. And yeah, that deals with the last card, and this is a great lesson of how to pilot this deck by Dinka.
I think Dinka could also go for Exist monsters in the previous turn because Lupus was activated in the first turn, so in the second turn that Gulamel activated in the graveyard, we could summon it back and go for a potential Exist play. But I mean, even in this scenario, don't find a way for Nestoras to come through, especially if the back row is something like an infinite permanence.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. What a show off here from Dinka. And I really like the cross ship, honestly, in Dracotail in general. I think it's a very good addition on all of the players.
We've seen some players use this cross ship to access, you know, different type of lines. And unfortunately, again, shouldn't be quite enough here, but good attempt by Nestoras.
So right now we are going for Nest Knight probably, since Frixel will be summoned to take back 5 mana, but when 5 mana will be chained, we can chain Nest Knight in order to attach, for example, Arthalion or even the Frixel, and there will be no valid target for us to fusion summon.
And I mean, look at this. Honestly, this was very well executed from Dinka, which every single time he's been on stream over the last years, honestly, it's just been showing
right here
us.
He can actually chain Nest Knight if 5 mana is activated, so we have to bounce Crosship or Arthalion to the extra deck, so in either way we will not have a card in hand.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's Frixel. Yes.
Yeah.
So Frixel's effect will resolve to summon Lucius.
He needs to take something from extra, no? Under the Nest Knight.
Yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he plays the target.
Yeah, of course.
So we summon Lucius and we have already committed to a normal summon.
Yeah, he's just attached the Masquerade, yeah.
So right now only 5 mana is an option, yes, in order for us to go to a Secretarian Dragon. We said Ketu and we have not yet activated, so we can activate Ketu to take Urgula or Pan. So we can advance our plays. Mululu will be summoned through Secretarion, and now we can fuse summon even to Arthalion. And I think that we need to go for Urgula here in order for us to also take more resources back in the hand. Ketu is one of those cards that it's not only started for the deck, but also becomes so much powerful when it faces an established field, because if our opponent has one monster or more, we can actually not only add but also fusion summon. Yes, we go for Urgula, and probably we are going for Arthalion because we need to generate resources.
I mean, I think Ketu itself generates so much value, honestly, with the deck, especially when, as you mentioned, when you're in such a game state in which, for example, you're really looking for resources, that itself just generate a lot. We don't know Dinka's set card, I think, right?
No, we do not. Can we also take Nibiru? Have Dinka made for 5 summons? He has made for sure 4. I don't know if it provides anything, but it may be an option.
And yeah, now we get to resolve really well.
Oh, okay. What a bluff.
Yeah.
Trying to find ways for plays.
Opening both Reinforcement and Razen, but might as well.
I mean, you cannot call that this hand was unlucky.
No, but I mean, it's relevant to set it, because at least you protect the field spell, which by itself then will protect your monsters.
And this is the odd part about Dracotail and this against Vanquish or K9, is that Dinka yet has not interacts a lot with Nessoras, meaning that he has only utilizes 2 cards in order to interact. However, Dracotail cannot find a real boost.
Oh man, isn't that... No, yeah, unfortunate mistake here, because since we have 3 cards banished, it's 27-27, so he attacked into the Nash Knight, but it doesn't die.
Oh,
we attack with Arthalion, right?
No, he attacked into the Nash Knight first, and then Dinka was like, it's
Protect.
actually 27. No, it's 27, because they have the same attack, so... everything good until the end there, with an unfortunate sleep, but it's fine. Maybe we didn't want to attack anything else anyways at this point.
We didn't activate Rahu. So I'm guessing Rahu was not activated because there's only one Gulamel in our extra deck, because the extra deck is quite tight right now, and obviously Arthalion and Urgula have activated their effects, so we could not be able to take back the 5 mana, which is very important in this scenario and matchup, and this is maybe why we kept Rahu set.
Oh, and we're gonna use the 5 mana right here.
Yes, but what are we going to access?
Just another Arthalion.
Have we not?
For the name, yeah.
But I think that we have passed turn, right?
Yeah, we have. And yeah, so it gets to resolve, so we're gonna grab a Nibiru back, set and negate this Caesar, but I mean, now Dinka knows everything, and this Nibiru is not scary, to be fair.
I mean, it's Rahu, Ketu and a Sting, and I think Sting right here doesn't provide much.
Yeah, but even Reaper keeps Nibiru in check if we want.
Yeah.
So Yeah, that's it. I think solid attempt by Nestoras, but the
Usual pyramid from Dinka. Was never missing on it anytime on stream. And now Nestoras is going first, so let's see.
So, if I was Nestoras and was going to main phase without Fugalos being activated in the draw phase, as we saw in game 1,
Yeah.
I would expect not to be an option for Dinka right now. However, double
Ooh.
Fugalos may be activated, but I don't
Wow.
think that this is a case.
going for Rao immediately. Usually you want to keep it as the last.
I mean, you can set Rahu to check for retaliating since you have 5 mana in hand.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense post side deck.
It also depends, yeah, what's your hand, honestly.
But yeah, it doesn't seem like he's gonna get interrupted right now. So we get to add back the 5 mana and then set 2 cards. Should be the Ketu plus one of the trap cards.
Which one do you want against a Vanquish K9? I believe that Flame is a very good option because they can special summon the monsters in defense immediately.
It used to be
play
better
around.
when there were 3 stakes your soul. Now, the number of targets is much, reduced, but it's still really good, I would say.
And you can deal with the field spell. Otherwise, you can just summon monsters in defense and you can never be able to activate Horn.
I also saw some players siding in against Vanquish today, anti-spell Fragrance, which I'm not so sure, honestly, about, because it's, of course there are a few spells in the deck, but the deck is mostly monsters, so...
Yeah, I mean, the logical behind that is that since the weakness of Vanquish K9 is their consistency, you try to activate cards like Anti-Spell to, cut them off from cards like Prosperity, Stake Your Soul, Reinforcement of the Army, in order to just make their weakness bigger.
But in this case, we can access all of the different trap cards because we just open all engine and that is it. We have 3 trap cards and then we'll be able to add back the 5 mana. Yep.
But, I mean, honestly, for Vanquish K9, this field doesn't seem very scary.
No.
Because things can only be used
Do we have only
against
Su
Lupis.
or Aizuna? No, we don't. No Lupis as well, which was essentially how Nestoras lost the game. And Dinka now has to face this field. I see spells.
Yeah, 3 spells.
Yeah.
So,
Anti-spell.
You want to take that back?
Yeah, I want to take it back. No, I don't think so. I mean, wait, let me count them.
Maybe it's double case, because what is even there?
Yeah, Dinka plays 6 spells.
Yeah, so that's
And he drew 3 of them, so 50%.
Yeah, I think he has at least a couple of Ks. Yeah.
Imagine though having Anspil here.
Yeah, it would be big.
We can address this with Gulamel, but we choose to activate Ash Blossom.
And
Yeah,
of course. Here it is. Oh,
And Mad loves
a
to
bit of an unfortunate.
take
Yeah.
Stagger, so I mean we can activate Horn here and keep the flame for the Stake Your Soul, no?
You cannot add Sacred Soul. It's not a Vanquish Soul card.
Yeah.
So I mean that would be good. So
You want another spell? I mean, he already has 3,
he didn't even activate the Mad Love. And yeah, that is it. Very quick game, unfortunately. I mean,
Right now, I truly believe that it is one of those scenarios that Nestoras is considering to face a potential. Okay, Puruli, as we mentioned, it's a very, very, very good option to interact with Vanquish Soul K9. Yes, because it is the card that you really want to see, because going second against this deck is very, very scary. However, Vanquish Soul K9 can also play cards like Dimensional Fissure, for example, which will be very, very scary against Dracotail strategy.
I mean, yeah, there are a lot of different ones, honestly, depending on how you feel like. But there's also Fuvalos. Wow.
that's crazy, honestly. What sits you in your strategy at this point, Mike?
So right now, if I was Nesoras, since I have activated both Fugalos and Purule, I would be feeling okay and pretty safe, but obviously you are playing against Dinka Boy, you can never feel safe.
I meant mostly what is your strategy if you're Dinka to play around these many Charmies?
Just potentially go for trying to find the field spell, which will be very, very important, and you know, trying to give only one draw potentially in order for establish a mini field, as we like to call them, and trying to establish, you know, a field with a potential Vanquish Soul Snow Devil, and in order to play in our opponent's turn, since Vanquish Soul is one of those decks that can afford to play in our opponent's turn.
I mean, at least Reaper seems mandatory, no? It's so good. Yeah, I totally agree with this. It protects you from 5 mana, which is crucial, and then it advances and gives you even another interruption next. So I
and we can
agree
also
with this.
set, which is very important, since Nesoras has activated both Fugalos and Purulia.
Okay, Lantern. Oh, do we hard draw it? Wow. Or maybe we sided it out, but I don't think so going first.
No, I don't think it has been sided out. It's just an indication that we have a hard road, unfortunately.
That's really unfortunate, and makes a lot of sense. You just pass back.
And I think that Nesoras has understand this, that K9 X-Force release has been drawn from Dinka and has been set
Gotta
not
feel
by the
bad
effect of Reaper.
for Dinka, but at least the follow-up is great. So if you are able to keep the aggression at bay, maybe you have a chance next turn. But now it's all on Nestoras. How do you play through this Reaper plus force release?
I mean, you just want a fusion spell, to be honest.
Yeah. I see a couple spells.
You can even...
Ooh, I think Branded Fusion is in there.
And you can even chain block on the opposite.
Yes, and we start things off with Branded Fusion.
It's one of those cards that when you activate it first thing in your turn, it is quite odd that you don't want to activate the effect of Albion to fuse.
Yeah. We have seen also yesterday with Flaminio playing against this deck that they actually forgo to use the Ash.
And I think right now we can, instead of going for the Shudder, playing send Frixel, we can also send Mululu, which will be more interesting. Because we can send Mululu and chain block Mululu, chain 1, chain 2 Lubellion, and have Mirror Jade and also the negation of Reaper and generating advantage.
Mululu.
So we are considering our options, or even go for Pan and Summon Titanic Lad. It's also another option. So
but it's Nip, which is also an interesting one in this deck because thanks to Artalion, it gives you a nice way to get it back whenever you need it. We've used Effect, no? Of Albion.
yes, I believe so. Otherwise, I will be quite interested why we choose to send Nibiru. So we'll prioritize the effect of Albion.
Ooh, and here
which is going to be dealt with Infinite Permanence.
Which is also very surprising in this deck. Usually you want to play just monsters.
Yeah,
because you need the attributes.
He's had them in, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh. But we do have Reaper. Do we have a way to deal with this? I'd be shocked. Yeah, so that's just gonna resolve. Was it necessary to use this 5 mana here? I mean, you know the first release is there, but...
Yeah, you don't know,
But
you guessing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
you-
kinda, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes. Oof,
Wow.
that's huge. Thankfully, we don't play into the Imperm column. And here we see this Fallen and Virtues. That could actually be it if Dinka doesn't have, you know, some bestial, some form of interruption.
This is huge, honestly. We've seen this card in action this weekend, and
In this scenario, I also like to send Titaniglad, since Vanquish K9 can establish a field in our turn
Yeah.
and can potentially mean a threat to Dinka to think about in the end phase. However, Albaz obviously is in the graveyard, so this is why maybe we choose to.
And we have
also the
Mululu.
wow.
That was the big question. Was there a playable normal summon? And we do, plus another way to feel. This is almost a checkmate for Dinka if he doesn't have anything. It's so easy to put up a lot of damage at this point. Wow. And yeah, we're gonna use Artalion plus our 2 sets. We haven't used any spell.
We are checking for the Infinite Permanence column.
Yeah. Okay, just in case. Put them at the extremes. Makes sense. And yeah, I mean, unless Dinka has been extremely patient with these interruptions, I mean, all you need is just one more monster, no? Do we have the Ash? Do we have something? We do not.
Wow.
And this could already be it in terms of damage. This is 8,000.
Yeah.
So, wow, what a comeback this would be, and how much this would mean going 10-2 and doing so on stream against Dinka. You said that he is one of those up-and-coming Greek players with potential, and what a way to prove it and to represent your country.
Yes, I told you so at the start of the match that Nesperas is one of those players that have made quite a name in the Greek community, and right now he's showcasing why he's here, why he has a score of 9-2, and I believe that if Dinka doesn't have, for example, a potential Izuna or a Holy Shoe in order to be activated, it will be very, very, very good scenario for Nesperas in order to access the battle phase and take the potential win.
This could be it.
But we have
Dinka
some.
as Izuna. Okay, this is not done already. You never count out the 3-time champion.
The question is if we have something to trigger Gulamel here.
Anyways, we will have K2 after, no? So
Yeah, but after, I mean, you need to trigger it right now before he's going to summon Lupis
Yeah.
or Exi summon.
I mean, you can even attack. I mean, even if you don't close this one here immediately, it's not like, I don't know how much Dinka can do.
I mean, he has follow for sure.
Yeah, but you also do. So, because what can you do here?
And we also get the Virtus and the Fallen in the end phase, which is important.
Because he's playing two. Yeah, we have a lot. We have Urgula. Okay. Yeah, so basically now we use the Urgula to try and use the Gulamel, but obviously Dinka's not gonna allow it.
Since Lupis was activated in the graveyard and Gulamel misses timing since it's a
Yeah.
when.
Yeah, but...
And right now we don't have activated K2 yet, right?
No.
So we have one more
Yeah,
fusion
that's
summon.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
Yeah, ahead of this, yeah.
we have...
We could chain Gulamel, right?
Yeah. But I mean, maybe he doesn't feel like he wants to, because if he does, then Dinka can chain the Lupis after.
Yeah, okay.
So
we just want
the
to-
ban is more important, because to the ban you cannot really answer. I know what you mean, but like essentially you're not really doing anything. You're just forcing the loopies to be activated first.
Yeah, and then
And
you
that's
have an
it.
established field.
Yeah.